Hey guys, Stock Picks by Tim here, and I'm going to get into VGX token, and we actually just recently had a fireside chat drop here featuring the CEO, and I'll leave you guys a link below if you want to watch it. It is about a half an hour long, but it just dropped today as of this upload. So we're going to roll a couple of clips, and I'm also going to go over VGX's stock price. We are at a critical level right now. Make sure you like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, I definitely appreciate it, and let's get into it. Now, as I was saying with Voyager on the chart, VGX, you'll see that we were here at about 129. We quickly recovered. This did hit a lower low, so keep an eye on it. See if we break out again. But it does look like it is bouncing off this 130 area. So keep a close eye on VGX token. And as for Bitcoin, BTC, we are actually bouncing off of our trend here that we are establishing ever since the beginning of the year. So this is an important trend line that we are respecting for Bitcoin, and Bitcoin of course will dictate the overall market. But let's roll this first clip here about using stablecoins as a means for payment, and in the future using other cryptos as a means for payment. And let's roll it.
Back in August, we bought a payment company out of Denmark called coinbase because we believe long-term that the crypto payment rails will replace the traditional payment rails like MasterCard and Visa, Discover, Amex. And so the fees associated that to merchants gets to be somewhat expensive, and the payment rail fees on crypto could be a lot less. Now, we think that's a longer-term play. That's got a little bit more outside of 3 to 5 years. And we think that'll start transitioning. And you see it, all those companies actually delve into this world too. But for us on the debit card, it's about getting more share of wallet from customers, and the ability that our debit card allows people, really, we think for the first time, to use a stable coin to make their payment. So we've built the infrastructure on the back end that allows consumers to hold the stable coin with us, earn their rewards, and earn those rewards all the way up to the point of swipe. And so when they go, I used it a couple of weeks ago, I used the debit card up until the point of swipe, I got my rewards. And then what we do is work with our partners in the payment processing side, UCO, and on the banking side, Metropolitan Commercial Bank, and the rail side, MasterCard, in making sure the merchants get their dollars, not the stable coins. Eventually that will all play out and the merchants will take the USDC rather than the dollars. But today, we're doing it so people can hold stable coins and therefore make payment from that. Now, our version 2 of that will be to allow people to use Bitcoin or any other crypto to actually make the payment because we've built that infrastructure. That's what makes us so compelling. People can use their coins down the line.
Hope you guys are enjoying so far. Now, this next clip goes into his thoughts on credit-based products for Voyager's platform. And by the way, if you don't yet have the Voyager app, I'll leave you a link down below. You can check it out, and it's a $30 reward. It helps you out, it helps me out, and let's roll that next clip.
A key component of growing the business is going to be on our credit side, and that's part of the payment infrastructure. So when you have the amount of assets we do, people want to be able to lever those to borrow dollars or USDC and use that to pay for other things in their life. And one of the reasons is the tax consequences of selling your crypto. We saw that in the infrastructure bill that we're going to have to start reporting that on 1099s, et cetera. So the selling of crypto can generate taxable gains. So instead of generating those gains, you might as well borrow against it. So we see that as the next phase of everything we're going to do. And allowing people, it's collateralized loans. We know they have the assets. Let's give them a line of credit. Let's let them borrow off of that without them driving a taxable transaction. We think that's going to be very successful. Customers have asked us about this kind of ad nauseum. That's one of the biggest requests we get from them is, when do you bring in some credit products to that? And so we're working on that.
And next, let's get the CEO's words on NFTs.
Everyone looks at NFTs and says, oh, it's just collectibles online. It's collectible art. It's like baseball cards online. It's so much more than that. That's why we're building our product and adding NFTs to it, because the Bored Apes is the perfect example. Everyone's like, it's this great art, it's digital art. Each Bored Ape is worth $500,000 or $1 million, or if not more. But they're building community around it and they're building media around it. So I think it's what you do with the NFTs and how you build the community, how you build a relationship with your customer, and what else comes with that. I can see an NFT coming into restaurants, where you have NFTs of any type or size of restaurant that gets you discounts. It's like rewards, right? NFTs in a lot of ways could be rewards, could be community building. That's why we have, with our token, we were early adopters because we felt the VGX token and the rewards related to it was going to build community, and all rewards would eventually be digital. Why would anyone need any more of those cards that you get when you become a member? I remember the old Blockbuster cards. They're long gone, but you'd have a card, and that was your membership card. So maybe your membership is an NFT, and with that, you get some special benefits. You get to borrow money at a lower percentage. You get to have special tables at this restaurant. So looking at NFTs from a much more global perspective, that's where I think it's going. People are missing out. And now I'm not sure which NFTs are going to be the best, who's going to do it the best. But I do think it's a lot bigger than thinking about it as digital collectibles.
And this next one's going to go into the elephant in the room, regulation. And honestly, he doesn't really say anything we don't yet know, but still, let's listen to it.
I guess no conversation could be had without touching on regulation. So maybe, just your high level view on the regulatory environment.
We mentioned earlier the executive order. I think that was a very important step. I've been saying for 18 months, we think thoughtful regulation is going to come into the industry. And I think the executive order has started that process of thoughtful regulation. Now, there's going to be speed bumps along the way where companies get, certain letters and stuff from states, but that's part of the process. That's part of building a regulatory infrastructure. But I think all of us in the industry have been pro-regulation. We continue to be pro-regulation. We want to work with the regulators, and we do. We work with a lot of states. We work with a lot of regulators, a lot of politicians in teaching them and educating them. And I think that's part of how you build a regulatory infrastructure. I don't believe where it sits today. I think if it was the regulatory framework we have today, we wouldn't have seen the executive order. So I think you get the Department of Justice, Department of Treasury, SEC, CFTC, and probably 2 or 3 other government agencies working together. That will lead to a really well thought through, formulated regulatory environment that will allow the US, as we said earlier, again, to be the leader in crypto, leader in blockchain. It's going to come from having a very thoughtful regulatory environment. And we look forward to that. It's going to be a much more efficient marketplace. The trading is going to be more efficient. The settlement is going to be more efficient. That's going to be across all financial services. As we mentioned, trading where you have T+1, T+2, we're going to get to a marketplace where people can trade and those trades are done and we don't have to worry about settlement a day later. We're going to, writing insurance contracts, they're all going to be done on the blockchain. We have the ability to do that. Whether it's going to be on Ethereum or Avalanche, it doesn't matter. We're going to be able to make the entire marketplace of financial services much more efficient. It doesn't mean we're eliminating all the big companies and doing that. It just means they're going to be able to be more efficient in how they act and operate every day. And that's the goal, right? Efficiencies bring value back to consumers. And if those efficiencies save money for consumers, that's more money that can be respent into our economy. So that's how we're going to, continue to have consumers spend more, is by bringing efficiencies that drive stagnant, prices on that, and will drive more value for retail consumers. That's how I see it. 3 to 5 years, a lot more efficiencies in financial services, which allow consumers to do a lot more.
All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. Leave me a comment down below what you think about VGX token, and what do you think about Voyager Digital in general. But stay tuned, guys. I'll be covering a lot of earnings. There's a lot of small caps reporting their earnings in the next couple of days, next couple of weeks, so stay tuned for that. But thanks as always, guys, and see you next time.